All right. Part 2 of debunking their frequently asked questions, their strategy sessions. I'm going to go in 2 tabs. Here's the general questions and their strategy. Okay. Now, in the prior video, I just went through some baseline stuff about what customers were saying, about what their bold claims, but you got to sift through their sub pages on their website. Even that can get confusing. But you get to this point where you can look at their frequently asked questions. And I'm doing this for any newbies out there that want to know really about this company and what you're going to encounter. All right. And this is for other people that, like, hey, I'm going to go recount what happened to me briefly. I'm not going to be long, try not to be long winded here. You know how that goes. It's me. Anyway, but I want to get this out, and I'm not going to do another video on this. I just want to make sure I give you everything I have based on my situation, and you see if your situation, which you currently have involved with these guys, it mirrors it. Okay, it's just mainly for entertainment and educational purposes, because I think that you guys know my feelings towards Ecomm Partnerships. Donny Doquisa, Irwin Soto, they're lying scumbags in my opinion. Check out the opinion. There it is. I'm going to flash it in front of the camera. Read over that. Read over that. And okay, let's get right into it. Is there any guarantee? Okay, so I used, here's my notes. I'm going to flash this back and forth, and you guys get the idea. Is there any guarantee? Let's see what they say. You're protected by both our inventory replacement guarantee. If your inventory doesn't sell through in at least 25% of the purchase units within 90 days, we replace it with a better product for free. Opposite of what happened with me. They didn't even get through 25%. I mean, I think it wasn't even 25% in 90 days. That is an inaccurate statement. I had the complete opposite of experience. I had limited sales, and it was probably 4 months into it. Okay, and they do not replace it with a better product for free. I don't know what that shit is. That's just vague. That's bullshit. Okay, so I call bullshit meter on that. They break even buyback guarantee. If you don't break even after 36 months, we'll make up the difference in our services and product credit. Wow. Yeah, that's nice marketing. Reality, I have it. My agreement was for 24 months. You see how they keep upping it? Now I see it's 36 months. Check your agreement. What did it originally say? So I think originally it was like 20. It was like 12 months. And then I know mine says 24, but 36 months. The reason why next time you see this, it'll probably be 48 months, then 72 months, because it gives them more time to do lousy performance. That's what that means. So yeah, you guys watch my video on the buyback, and so they never honored pretty much any of my guarantees. I invoked my refund rights under my contract amendment, and they basically just ignored everything. I have know of anybody who ever got their 25,000 or whatever their initial buy and investment. I don't know anybody who got it back. If you've gotten it back, put it in the comments. Reach out to me. Let me know, because I'm curious. Because I don't think a damn person has. I'm looking at all the reviews in the Better Business Bureau, the complaints against them, all the reviews on all the review websites. Nobody has said that they got, and that's just designed as marketing bullshit. Okay, to get you to, like, oh yeah, trust us, trust us. So anyway, that debunks those 2 things. I got a problem with, is there any guarantee? The guarantee is, in my opinion, you're going to fucking lose money. That's the guarantee. So take that with a grain of salt. Okay. How soon can I start making money? We aim to have your first product live within 90 days or less after signing up. That said, e-commerce is a real business, not a lottery ticket. There you go. Skirting responsibility, but they are openly telling you that this is, you know, you guys take what you want from that. Okay. I think this is a lottery ticket. Okay. I think this is fraudulently uh, put to people that they actually think this is a guaranteed thing. Okay. As long as they have your money, it's hard to argue out of that unless you can prove it. While most clients see payouts within 2 to 3 months after signing up, others may hit momentum closer to 4 or 5 months, depending on your product availability, initial selling and restrictions due to each platform's approval. Okay. Our team handles the heavy lifting. All right. Well, I, like I said, I talked about this. I barely sold anything after many months. Okay. Products were stalled, gated, and some of I'm not going to. This is actually not true. Nothing got suspended on my end, so I'm going to flag that. That's incorrect. Um, Others were never really listed properly, and that I again it goes back up to products were stalled and gated. They would either been kicked out or Amazon won't let the products were bought and they tried to put them on Amazon and Amazon said no, they're gated, we can't sell them. And then I was told after the fact, and then they get kicked out, they go to the warehouse over in California. Then I'm like, well, who's going to sell that shit? It's still sitting there. It's got to get moved. I got to make my money back. And then of course, I never heard anything back from that. And then they're just say, well, just give us more money and we'll buy some more stuff and let's just move on from there. Let's just move on and trust the process. That's the kind of crap they got. That's what they gave me. Okay. So back to the website. How do I know this isn't a scam? We get it. E-commerce is full of over promises and shady operators. Yeah, it's like the pot calling the kettle black. This is who they are. They are shady operators, and I'm fucking calling them that. And they overpromise. This is Ecomm Partnerships LLC. Okay. That's why we built this company around verified supply chains, authorized distributors, and real clients' results. Yeah, those real clients' results are doctored. Okay. When I went to do my due diligence, Irwin couldn't provide anybody that I could verify that it's actually there were any real client results. So that's bullshit. And two critical guarantees: inventory replacement and break-even buyback. So you know my story with that. I have not gotten inventory replacement and any break-even buyback. Okay, they breached the contract before it even got to that point. Okay, I went through that. We also provide full onboarding, transparent reporting. No, they don't, and dedicated support team. That is the worst support team I've ever uh, witnessed. That idiot John that they hired, and then they had some other idiots, Gabby. She could barely speak fucking English, and then they had some other guy over in Europe. I can't remember what his name was. He could awful. Mainly their team is from India, and you can barely understand hi and goodbye when they speak. Okay, it's that bad. You're not left in the dark. You're in a real partnership. Wow, that probably is the biggest crock of shit I've seen here yet. Complete opposite experience. And let me go by. That's number. How to know if it's not a scam? Yeah. Verified supply chains, transparent reporting. If there's one big lie, that would be it. That would really. Every time I see that again, I just want to punch the computer because that's such a pile of shit. The reality is the totally opposite. Again, no invoicing. I had to beg them for one report. I got one report in like fucking, what was it, 12 months. And I had to ask repeatedly. There's zero transparency. I was locked out of that Moxo dashboard, and they had basically attempted to hide the evidence, the chat logs, the receipts, the back and forth, and it's done on purpose because they know they're going to be sued and they want to block that. So that's just going to look awful if they did that to you. It's going to look awful when I take that to court and I tell the judge, this is what they did to lock me out of the platform. And they were told in advance not to do that. I submitted it formally in a statement and they wiped their asshole with it. So you be the judge. So I eventually had to dispute the charges on my credit cards for the wholesale and the private label ordering. They all been ruled in my favor, and I have reported every one of them to the FTC, the FBI, the BB, every outlet known that they are actually actively on, or I could report them to. It's all in that Excel sheet. Download it. It's in the description here. It's in the comments. It's a free download. Make a copy, and you have all the outlets you need to just start your own. Basically shit show against them. So you can leave a paper trail. So let's go back to what makes you different than other Amazon automation companies. Oh, this ought to be a fucking good one. Let's take a peek. Most agencies cut corners and source from unauthorized. This is awesome. Most agencies cut corners and source from unauthorized suppliers or liquidation pallets, either knowingly or unknowingly, which can lead to Amazon suspensions, dead inventory. We only purchase from authorized distributors and directly from brands. It's a safer store you have. It's a compliant supply chain, better long-term success. Excuse me. Wow, it's another one. Now I wanted to punch the computer when I read, is this a scam? Now I want to take the computer and throw it out my fucking window because that is ridiculous. Okay. So let's go back. Let's make what makes you different from other agencies. Oh, yeah, they source from authorized distributors and brands. Okay. Maybe they do, but my experience is they do not. Hence the FBI report. Hence Donnie and his bullshit thing. Oh, they gave this company 10 grand of my fucking money. And he claims that this company didn't deliver the products to the warehouse and they just basically stole. He referred to it as his money, but it was fucking my money. That's the funny part. So the investor like me ends up getting screwed. And Donnie gave me this bullshit photoshopped FBI report and it didn't look real and all this crap. Wow. So the reality is they do not source from authorized distributors, okay? And I have proof that they don't. Okay, they source from unauthorized distributors. Now, I don't know if this defective product things I'm going to take that off because I had ChatGPT help me with this. Sometimes you got to just go over it. So I'm not accusing them of defective products, but I did see in certain reviews and certain complaints that uh, they said that the products were going to get sourced from somewhere, but they got sourced from otherwhere and they were kind of counterfeit. So I don't know what that's about. I didn't have any experience with that, but I did have experience for them sourcing from unauthorized and shady distributors that basically ripped us off. Um, the private label thing, that's something else. I'm not going to get into that, but Amazon did not flag any of my listings, but they did gate pet vacuums and they gated the Cadigan water filters that these guys bought from supposed authorized distributors here in the United States. So you be the judge. My opinion is on that. My experience is on that. That is a bullshit claim. Okay, they do not have an authorized. Uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Supply chain where they're like seasoned veterans with this. No, what they do is they just take their chances on the wild wild west, and they're like, oh, this product looks like it would sell. Where can we source it? And here's a new one. Let's try them out, and let's use our investors' money to just basically roll the dice. So that's my view on that. How much time? Oh, here's a good one. How much time do I need to put in? This is the one you guys better have a fucking wake up call to. They say this is 90% done for you, and only 10% we need from you is signing up and sending us the access to your account. Wow. Yeah, if you are stupid, you'll go into this thinking you're gonna just need 10% time allocation and effort to put into this. Mine was, I ended up doing more work than they were doing. That's how it felt. After we receive access, virtually none. Oh, really? We designed this as a done for you service. Basically, what they did, they designed this as a done for you fraud service. Okay. It's all done behind the scenes. They claim they're doing this, that, and the other thing, but in reality, they don't deliver. And then when you press them on it, you go in the weeds, you get into your Amazon seller account, you see, you start looking at the profit margins, you start looking at how much money is being spent versus what's being taken in, and you're like, actually, you guys aren't doing your job. Now I got to get into this. I got to pay attention to this. I got to learn Amazon Seller Central. I got to monitor this on sometimes a daily, weekly basis. I gotta initiate meetings with these assholes. I gotta like beg for reports. I gotta be like, okay, this doesn't make sense. Where's my invoice? And then I gotta do my own accounting and I gotta follow up. And this became a full-time job for me. Full-time job. I want to be very clear. So that is a pile of bullshit. Okay, I spend hours, right here it is. I spend hours chasing updates, demanding invoices, trying to get answers constantly. I had to follow up on their failures. So, anybody looking into this is not a hands-free thing. This is fucking a waste of my time and draining because I made zero money from this. Okay, So how much do I need to get started? Oh, this is an interesting one. This is a fucking interesting one. How much do I need to get started? Oh, typically anywhere from 5 to 40,000. Well, 25,000 with a buy-in, and then they have a minimum acquisition budget now of 35K. So you do the math, guys. That's way more than 5,000, and it's way more than 40,000. So that's false. This is completely a false advertising right there. That's what they're doing. They're willfully putting it on here to lure people in. Okay. My buy-in was 25K just for access, and I don't even know what the hell that 25K did. Never got invoicing from that. On top of that, they demanded a minimum. Now everybody has a minimum, for I was told, is a $35,000 acquisition budget for wholesale. And that doesn't even account for if you want to do private label. Okay? You be the judge. It's bullshit. Okay, let's keep going. I'm having fun with this. Man, how many lies did I uncover here? What if I don't know anything about Amazon? Perfect. Most of our clients don't. Yeah, all of their clients fucking don't. Okay, that's why we're offering one-on-one onboarding, and that one-on-one onboarding call was just a quick overview. You just listen to him talk. He reads from a script, and it's just blah blah blah. You have any questions? Okay, cool. See ya. Wire us the money. We'll let you know. A launch strategy call. Oh boy, yeah, you better be taking notes on that thing because Donnie talks a mile a minute. He does a lot of round talk. It was just nauseating. I recorded everything, and I have both those calls on record. I'm going to share them with you on another video. And a dedicated success team to walk you through the journey. Yeah, well, yeah, it's true. The truth about it is we'll train and guide you. The reality is they don't do shit. You don't get any training. Okay, never got shit. Communication was definitely 100% inconsistent. It was borderline beyond pathetic. And then when they did communicate, it was just regurgitated cookie cutter crap, like rah 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 crap, like, oh, we're looking forward to the partnership and we could continue on. And they give you this like, we're going into the Christmas season and just a bunch of blah 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 blah. You know, it's just like, fuck, what the fuck am I reading here? It's like somebody just copy and pasted responses. Okay, they let you basically have to figure it out if you want to. And then when problems come up, you're forced to figure it out or just basically chalk it up as a loss or just trust them. In my experiences, you cannot trust them because they will fuck you. Okay? Will I own the store? Yeah, that's actually true. You do own 100% of the store and all the assets. We simply help you build, grow, and scale for it to be fully exponential. So that one, look at that. That's actually true. It's about the simplest thing other than what's your name? Like, okay, my name's Irwin Soto. Okay, that's his name. He's not lying about that. But this is about as baseline truth as you can get. But the problem here, again, and where this is debunked, is technically you own it, but they have full control of it because you have to give them access to your listings, your seller account and everything. They have control over all the operations from the wholesale ordering to the pay-per-click advertising to the relationships with the clients, and they keep you in the dark about the whole thing. And you basically, you don't even have access to the communication because they'll kick you off of Moxo like they do when they did to me. So in practice, in reality, this is very deceiving. Will I own the store? Technically, it's in your name, but you got somebody else maneuvering it and doing what they want with your money and your listings. That's the reality of it. Okay? So, almost done here, I swear to God. What kind of products will we be selling? We focus on replenishable, high velocity products from trusted national brands. I already shit on that. They do have a few brands that are national brands, but they're not dealing directly with the national brands. They're dealing with wholesalers that are supposed to be reputable that buy these national brands and then they sell them to people like us or Donnie. That's the difference. Okay. They're not trending fads or knockoffs. Actually, that's not true. The one review, if you go look at that on the Better Business Bureau and all the reports, they actually it was Harvey versus Ecomm lawsuit. Their lawsuit that's actually pending. If you read that summary report, which I have on my private Facebook group, and I went over it in one of my videos. I can't remember. I've talked about so much, but I'm pretty sure I did. It basically, this guy Harvey claims that they did use a knockoff supplier, which they told him was from a legitimate supplier, but it was actually a knockoff and was from a brand that they weren't supposed to buy from. So they did that knowingly, from what I understand, knowingly and maliciously. So I'm not going to comment to that. I really don't know, but that's just what I read from the current lawsuit. So don't take me my word for that verbatim. I'm just basically calling bullshit on that. They there is evidence that they did uh, deal with knockoff products. Okay, food for thought. Think vitamins, beauty products, household essentials, proven categories with consistent demand. Yes, but for me, they didn't do that at first. They gave me bullshit. They gave me camping water purifiers. They gave me a $700 spray gun. Okay. They gave me, what was the other one? They gave me stupid steak seasoning products that had a dumb name that was offensive. They're called Big Cock Ranch products. Okay. And they did pet vacuums. Now, these are high ticket items. They weren't vitamins, they weren't beauty products, they weren't household essentials. That's actually what I was supposed to get initially. And this is where it just left a bad stain in my mouth. And moving forward, the problems only started with that. It wasn't until I only suggested Cosequin dog supplements and the Tim Hortons coffee products pods, Tim Hortons coffee pods, that I was like, okay, cool. This is what I'm talking about. This stuff is needed. You can find this crap at Costco in your local supermarket. It's going to replenish, lather, rinse, repeat. Until I got the bullshit thing where, oh, the supplier stole the merchandise and they stole our money and they never delivered the products and shipped them to Amazon. So the idea was sound after they fucked up, but then I got the FBI fraudulent um, order and the excuse. Then I had to, oh, we'll give you a temporary $10,000 credit and we're just going to do it in sections and see if we can sell. And then they didn't price that crap right, and that shit never sold. Awful, awful. I can't say enough bad things about that. Um, let's go back to my notes here. So for me, that again, like I said, they picked low performing and well, not defective products, but gated products. Okay, so there were tons of returns, and there were no suspensions. There were just tons of returns, and they, basically dead inventory was a result because the dead inventory then got kicked to their Foothills warehouse where I never knew what happened to it. My guess is they just pocketed it. It's probably sitting there or they sold it and they never paid me. Okay. So there's just only been problems with that. Horrible, horrible, horrible experience. So the last one, what happens if Amazon flags my listing? I never had an Amazon listing flagged, so I can't speak to that. So based on the performance of everything else here, I would highly be skeptical that that is you know, they handle it with the authorized distributor documents. Yeah, you'll never see that. They hide all that. They gate it. They claim it's like it's proprietary. You'll never see any invoicing that they do directly from their wholesaler because they don't want to reveal the wholesaler's information. Okay. You're only just going to get what they're feeding you. Oh, we bought the products, but we can't reveal who we bought it from, protecting our own proprietary interest and all this shit. So you are in the fucking dark. Okay. Operational fog. Operational fog. Google it, understand what it means, but it's done, in my opinion, on purpose. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Debunking their website. And again, it's for anybody that's thinking of going to business with these assholes. Don't do it. My opinion. Wow. Did you just hear anything I had to say? Are you that desperate? You can't figure out something else. Just take money invested in your Roth IRA. Buy some ETFs. Buy VOO. You're going to get more return on your investment by just putting 25,000 in that. Okay, so do what you want. This is just strictly for entertainment and informational purposes. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Reach out to me. Uh, we got to establish a paper trail. I want this company to be known, what really goes on. And again, these are my opinions, and this is based on my experience from what I went through with Ecomm Partnerships. So fucking thumbs down to these guys. And if you wanna lose money, my best suggestion is it's easier, just go out back, put 25K or 50,000 in a barrel, put some lighter fluid on it, and strike a match. You'll just, that way you don't have to go through this nonsense, because that's an easier way just to burn money. But you will burn money, in my view, if you go through these guys or any Ecomm partnership company, or just getting involved in this business to begin with. Look elsewhere. All right. Hope you enjoyed it. Later.